Okay, video number 13 for the new scheduling and accounting system concerns the what the new system calls the posted service invoice, or we currently call the service ticket in the current system that we use. So we're going to talk. First thing we're going to do, we're going to review the current service ticket that we have. Then we're going to go to into the new system and post and complete a service, and then we're going to demo how the service ticket, how that information will sit in the new system, how we'll be able to access it, how we'll be able to access it, as long as we use the system, we'll have all the service tickets posted into a customer account. So once we go live, say November 1st, every service after that will always be able to go in and basically look at their service ticket in the system. Then I'm going to go and show how we can email those posted service invoices or service tickets to a customer. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on a link here to an example of one of our current service tickets, which I think everybody's familiar with. This is from one in Dallas from yesterday. The technician fills out name, address, city, phone number, all that. And then he selects the chemicals that are used. This case, Catchmaster glue boards, suspend, use fuse. Then the technician checks the application equipment used. And then he puts what the service and target pests are. In this case, it's a general pest application, target pest spiders, interior, exterior, linear feet 280. He's got some notes here about spray external foundation, crack and crevice monitors in the garage. So right now, with our current system, the only information that we're putting into the division is what we did in the target pests. We're not putting anything as far as the type of chemicals and linear feet, location, those type of things. It's not nearly as detailed as far as what we're putting into nav now. So at the new system, since we're going to have the technicians calling in the appointments, we're going to have them communicate this information to the dispatch department. So everything on this service ticket will be inputted into Navision. And this will give us, it gives us a much better and cleaner and efficient way to store this information in our system. And it gives us the ability to print these and mail to a customer, or preferably email the information. So what I'm going to do now to demonstrate this is I'm going to go into the new system, and I'm just going to go through the process of how we would input the service ticket information into a service. So I've got one set up here that I'd created earlier today that I'm going to pull up. So I'm pulling up the order date of today. And let's see, I'm going to pull up this one here, service order 1014, hit edit. Now this is already set up for a renewal, but I'm going to add some services here, and then we're going to schedule it as a same day appointment and then post the information, and we're going to take a look at the posted service invoice. So let's say I'm going to also select a pest control reservice. Hit refresh. Say I'm also then going to select a mosquito service and hit refresh. So now we've got these three services here, total of $455. And let's say they're going to use a coupon for $20. And it was a Facebook coupon. Okay, and we're going to say that me is the appointment setter, that I sold this one. And so we would call this an office sale. Okay, and let's say the customer agrees that they're going to pay $150 down, and it'll be 7 installments. Notice here that the system is adding the hours here for these services, but we know we can do it in 2 hours. So I can go here to hours for allocation and override it. I hit the refresh key. Notice now it's scheduled for 2 hours. So I'm going to go in and set this as a same day appointment for today. So I go to resource allocations. Okay, and I'm going to select Dave to run this today at 3 o'clock. So I hit auto allocate. It takes the 2 hours. I hit OK and refresh. Now we see it's scheduled for Dave. So let's say now, let's pretend Dave is running this appointment and he's completing it and he's calling in the results of the appointment. And again, we've had a video on this process, but we'll review it again. So let's say he's like, yes, I collected the down payment of $150. They paid with check number 200, MSC code of 06. And then he would put the chemical info, or then he would give the chemical information. So let's say he put down some glue boards. Say he put down 10 of them. Let's say he put those in the garage. Let's say he put used fuse. And let's say it was 3. Location, we'll say perimeter of the home. Linear feet, 200. And let's say he used his spray rig. Okay, now let's say he also used, we'll say Talstar. And we'll say 5 or 4. And let's say he put this in the yard. And let's say this was 100. We're going to make, and he used his blower. And let's say we'll just put this note here as square footage. So again, if you remember the service ticket that we just looked at, we're basically taking that information that's on there and putting it here into this system. So it's not just, being scanned and stored on our network somewhere. It is actually stored via this customer's account number where we can always access this service order. So let's say the target pest was ants, maybe spiders too, and mosquitoes. Okay. So Dave has called everything in, everything that's on the service ticket. And then the final step in this process would be to go in and post this appointment. So we go in, we hit post. That completes the appointment and actually posts the transaction to this customer account. Notice here we're getting this message about an invoice that is being sent to this customer's email. What we're doing is we're taking the information that would be on the service ticket that we actually handwrite and hand to the customer. Now we are also sending them an email copy. So I'm going to get out of here and I'm actually going to pull up this customer's account. So I'm going to open a customer account and their customer number was MD05015. And if I go here to report, I see here it says posted service invoice list. If I click here, now we see a list of all the invoices that have been posted to this customer account. And here's the one from today, September 1st. I can open this up and we'll always have this information available. You can see the renewal, the pest control service, the mosquito, how much we charged, target pests, who the rep was that sold it, what the source was. Then you see the total payment information. Again, all of this is currently on our service ticket. Then we have here the chemical information or the application information here on the application tab. So if I close out of here, I go back to the home tab on the customer card, we have this button here for send service invoice email. So if the customer called in and they wanted an email copy of that information, you could click here to service order email, and then same list pops up. I select the most recent service, I hit OK. Now we're going to get a message that says an email is being sent to this email address. So it's a very, very simple process. And again, going back to this service ticket, we are just taking this information that's on the service ticket and putting it into our system permanently, and it can always be found on their customer card. As we know, as we've talked about, here's their nav account number. As long as you can find their customer card, you can go to report, posted service invoice list, and be able to get their service tickets. I'm going to pull up my email. I had these sent to one of my email addresses. So if you look, first of all, when we set the appointment, they received this email showing the services that we're going to run. And then once they were completed, you've got mail. Here is a copy of basically their service ticket that we now handwrite to them. We will have the ability to send an electronic format. Waiting for this to open. There's a link here that I'm clicking on or trying to click on. It's a PDF. I don't know why it's not opening, but you can see while we're waiting for them, they get a message here. Thank you for choosing Southern Pest Control. The attached report contains the details of your most recent service from our company. Please contact our customer service department if you want further information. All right, so if I can figure out a way to get this thing open, we'll try the other one. See why, I don't know why this wouldn't open. That's the service ticket. Here we go. Finally, okay, it opened. So you can see this is the email they'd receive. Same thing, we got the services listed, total amount. We have the technician who ran the service. We have the service order number, have their name, address. Then we have the actual chemical information here, quantity used, location, the note fields, all of that's here and sent to the customer. And then the payment information, installments. So it's a nice feature. Again, and when you go back to the system, it's the posted service invoice reports, posted service invoice. That is what's taking the place, or where it's going to be basically our electronic service ticket, where all that information will sit in our system. And that actually will conclude this video.